So I studied Japanese for 8 years, and 4 years ago I graduated from the University of Oxford, and I haven't really had the chance to speak and practice my Japanese. I went back to Japan last year, and when I tell you, the first few days I was fumbling my words. Like, I could understand what everyone was saying, but like the Japanese in my head would not come out properly. And so I was like, I need to rectify this, because when I go back to England, how am I going to practice Japanese? So I went to the biggest bookstore in Japan, which is called Book Off. It's a secondhand bookstore, and so I may have went a bit overboard because the books were so cheap, but I bought a range of novels and also manga. This is my little manga collection. You can see like this up here, and then there's some like further up here. And I made a sizable dent in reading them, like a sizable dent. But I thought, since I read 23 novels in English this year, I should probably go back and read a few Japanese ones just to like top up on my language skills. This week, I'll be reading some of my favorite Japanese manga, and hopefully that will encourage you guys to read it. Obviously, they're all in Japanese, but you can find the English equivalents, and they're just enjoyable. Like, anime is great and all, but like, manga's where it's at, you know what I mean? What I'm hoping is that through reading manga this week, I'll actually learn some goi tango vocabulary, which I'll use in my everyday life. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of shounen manga here. Like, there's a lot of shounen, and I don't know where I'd be using such violent vocabulary. But you know, the world is my oyster, do you know what I mean? So maybe I'll need it. Hopefully, unlike my last video, I won't be clutching my pearls. I've got S&K here, but I will not be reading S&K because I can't, my heart can't take it. Hopefully Kimetsu no Yaiba won't be as bad. So I've moved further up because I want to start with some shoujo manga. So I thought, let me ease myself into this by reading some more lighter novels. So I thought I'd start with Nichijou. It has one of the most iconic scenes in manga and anime history. The hint is this flipping deer at the front. Like, can you see this stupidness, yeah? This deer is everything. So we're gonna start with this, and like, look at the price, yeah? 350 yen, £2.70 for a book, yeah? I have books up here. Let's not talk about the Fourth Wing series. I think collectively that was £40 for those 2 books. Nichijou means like everyday life, but it's a slice of life manga to the point of insanity. And so it has slightly normal beginnings in each of the scenes, and then it just gets a bit out of hand. Should I reveal to you some of the madness that's in here? Hang on. Ichiban bamen da yo, kore ga. The head teacher is fighting the deer and he RKOs it. I can't remember her name, but she is freaking out. She's the only witness to this fight, this one-on-one fight with a deer. Anyway, let's read it, guys. So I finished the first volume of Nichijou, and it was enjoyable. Honestly, I just think, what was going on in this mangaka's mind? The things that happen in this book are so wild. It starts off normal enough, you know, you get kicked out of your class for getting your homework, you're on the way to school, really understandable, normal things are happening. And then all of a sudden it just takes a wild turn. And so like, mangaka-san, daijoubu desu ka? Like, what is going on in your head? But also like, let me in. You've got this one guy who is a farmer and he rides a goat to school, which personally is an inspiration of mine. I want a pack of goats. I want to ride a goat to school. And there's this scene which just makes me laugh where Mio-chan, she's in love with him. She's imagining like talking to him, and he comes up to her riding the goat, and he's like, "Happy New Year," and she's like, "Me too." I don't understand what's happening most of the time.
It is a raspberry crow.
And it's got cream in the inside. Anyway, we're out here in the park because the weather is beautiful for once. So I thought I'd come out here and read my next manga. I don't know which one to do, you know, because either I can read this one. It's a comedy. It's about this girl who dies and she's reincarnated as the villain of one of the games that she likes playing. But because she knows the story, she tries to make sure that the villain doesn't have like a bad ending, but she's really dumb and she doesn't realize that everyone loves her, so like nothing bad is gonna happen to her, but she's still kind of stupid and she's still trying to do certain things to make sure that she doesn't end up having like a bad ending. It's so funny. I watched the anime, loved it so much. So either this one or Kimetsu no Yaiba. I don't know which one to read. It's like, do I want comedy or do I want violence? I feel like after reading Nichijou, where it's a slice of life, really funny, really lovely one, I kind of want to like swing to the other side of the pendulum and read something where there's like swords and fighting and violencia. I don't know why, but the violencia in anime just doesn't get me the same as it does in novels. Like, you know that book I was reading, the serpent one, where it shook me? Like, I don't feel like this is gonna shake me. Hopefully. You know what, never mind. I can't even show you the first page because it gets shut down. So, violence, here we go. One thing about Tanjiro is the fact that my guy gets injured all the time and somehow he's still alive. He's up, he's ready, he's ready to fight. And you're like, you were incapacitated, literally on the floor. Why are you up and fighting? What I love about Kimetsu no Yaiba is the fact that it talks a lot about morality. Like, you're not just seeing these villains and being like, oh no, they're monsters, let's just kill them. Like, they're actually having conversations, actually talking. At the moment, Rengoku is fighting with one of them and he's just having this discussion because he's like, you can be one of us, you're strong enough to be one of us. And he's like, yeah, but you have no morals. And it's just, I don't know how to describe it. My English is not Englishing. It's actually the end of the day. You've got someone who is powerful, who can regenerate instantly, who is very, very hard to kill. And then you've got a human being who's very strong, but is, as this scene is going on, is becoming more and more increasingly injured. And he's like, if you become like me, you could regenerate, you could be strong, you could be powerful, you could live for 100 years, you could live for 200 years. Why won't you join me? And he's just being like, but you kill people, you cause destruction, you don't care about people that are weaker than you don't care about other lives. To be honest, if you're in the middle of fighting someone, I don't know how you have time to be, like having these discussions about morality, but still it's really interesting to read about. And so I think for that reason, with Nichijou, it's really silly, it's really light, it's quite a fast read, whereas this one, it gets you as the reader thinking a bit more, and also the vocab is a bit more mature. But honestly, like, it's such a good manga. Let's just say that this pulls on your heartstrings. Oh my days, there's a pug coming in this direction. It's really ugly and really cute. But I feel sorry for them because they can't breathe. I don't know if you can see it. It's really cute. It's really cute and ugly. Oh, he's so dramatic. Not him throwing her off the roof. Hey, I finished it. Okay, so I just finished the 8th volume of Kimetsu no Yaiba. It starts off really like action-packed and then it gets sad. And I remember I watched the anime before I read the manga and I was in denial. I was like, surely not, this can't be happening. I was like, no, only the Oni is supposed to die, like no one else, not the humans. Yeah, a human dies in this. And I remember just sitting there and being like, no, but like, they're gonna come back to life, right? Similarly to Fourth Wing, where I was like, surely like, they're gonna live, right? Like, they're gonna make it. They did not make it, they died. And I think after that really sad section, they tried to make it a bit lighter and a bit funnier. So towards the end of the volume, you start like laughing a bit, like, but like, look at his facial expressions. But they're so dramatic. I did learn a few words, not that many to be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna use them, but it was nice. And I found that now, because I'm reading manga, I'm starting to speak to myself in Japanese or just say random things in Japanese. So it's working, but that's book number 2 down. And I know I was thinking of reading Hametsu no Flagu, but I'm kind of on a shonen manga roll, so I think I know the next book I'm gonna get. So after reading Kimetsu no Yaiba, I'm on a little bit of a action streak. I'm gonna move down here. So I've got 2 to 6. Nanatsu no Taizai. I remember when this came out on Netflix, I was so excited. Who's my favorite character? Hulk-chan. The pig, which now I'm realizing there's a running theme here. First it was the deer in Nichijou. To be fair, I didn't say which one was my favorite character in Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's obviously Tanjiro because I have his face in my cupboard. But in this, it's the pig. And maybe Ban when he's not a fluffy man. So I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Meliodas-sama?
Oh my days. In the anime, that's how she speaks.
Meliodas-sama? Meliodas-sama?
I was just like, shut up. 100 yen, guys. That's 68p. The pig is dying. He booted the pig! Meliodas is just chill, like, he don't sense danger. He be this tiny, and he's just like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? And you know what? I see myself in him. I might not be as strong yet, but like, I'm small and cute. You know what I mean? You better kaifuku quickly, man. Kaifuku shite. Kaifuku shite. I'm maybe 4/5 of the way through Nanatsu no Taizai. Two things. First of all, I think I must have watched the anime maybe 10 years ago now. Reading this, it just feels so nostalgic. It's bringing back all these memories and I just want to go back and I want to watch the anime again. Like, Meliodas, he's so cute and small. Dianu is a giant, but like, she's amazing and strong. Elizabeth is annoying. Honestly, every single time she says Meliodas' name, I can't help but hear like how she says it in the anime. Meliodas-sama? And you're just like, shut up, Elizabeth. And then the other thing, in the second volume, they're going to help rescue Ban, who has been put in prison for 5 years. My guy has been pinned against the wall for 5 years. My guy has not moved for 5 years. So explain to me how he could come out of the prison with a six-pack. And you're like, no, but like, at what point did you do exercise? How did you maintain your six-pack? It's so unrealistic. Okay, so the whole thing is fantasy. Like, everyone has powers and stuff. So I don't know why my mind has like bounced onto this one thing. But I'm like, Ban-chan. It don't make no sense. Why do you have a six-pack? He just... How does he have that kind of body? Like, no make no sense. I mean, obviously it would be unrealistic. It would be more realistic, but it would be annoying and boring if you had like a flabby stomach and then they had to go through a whole arc of him getting his strength back. And this technically is not a comedy, so they wouldn't do that. But still, I'm just like, Ban, like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Also, he doesn't have nipples. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, would that be more disturbing or not? Like, it's just a bit weird that he doesn't have any. Elizabeth, man, you got a good heart, but you're pathetic. You pathetic. We should try to do. Oh. All right, never mind. Take it back. Man like Elizabeth, come on. Oh, the end. Okay, that was great. Loved it, enjoyed it. It got kind of grotesque at the end. Like the last like 10 pages were a bit like, but it was great and like it builds up to the next book. I do want to read the next one, I do. But I did say I was going to read Hametsu no Flagu, and I feel like after the nature of how it ended, I feel like I need to pick me up. I feel like I need something happy. There were some parts of this manga that were slightly more complicated than Kimetsu no Yaiba and obviously Nichijou. So I feel like each of the books I'm reading is getting like slightly more complicated. Obviously, like, you know, I've been learning Japanese for 10 years. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, it's fine. It might even be 12 years at this point. So, like, it's not like, oh no, I don't know what's going on. But like, yeah, there's a few words I didn't actually know or didn't like fully understand. Anyway, on to Hametsu no Flagu, which I feel like would be a great way to end this little video because it will be a happy pick-me-up. So, hey guys, the hair is different. It's actually been a few weeks because I finished the book off camera and then I got my hair done because I went on holiday. That video is coming out soon at some point. Yeah, this is the book I finished. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think the conclusion is, with this whole little experiment, is that the more you read in your target language, the more your brain starts to be more receptive to the language. I started speaking in Japanese more. I started to remember and recall words more easily. And yeah, like I learned a lot of things. I'm kind of sad though, because for some weird reason, I only got the 6th volume. So when I go back to Japan, I'm getting all of them. As many as can fit in my suitcase. And if they can't fit, I'm gonna send them through. I'm in the park and there's clouds because this is England and people are watching me. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. He's just like, shut up, Elizabeth, shut up. You know, you see this madness? Please, release me. Anyway, I'm deflecting and being distracted by everything except for the thing that I should be focusing on, which is manga goi.